This breaking news just into our newsroom, and a decision now from federal judge Leo Gordon regarding congestion pricing. And after his ruling has been announced, the plan set to go into effect this Sunday will move ahead. Now, this last-minute lawsuit came after the judge issued an opinion in this case brought against New York by New Jersey. And this request was made for clarification about his opinion. New Jersey argued that its residents living around the George Washington Bridge would be adversely affected because drivers going to Manhattan would try to avoid a $9 toll below 60th Street. But today's decision, an 11th hour legal attempt to pause the plan, failed. A little bit of history here now. You may recall over the summer, Governor Kathy Hochul indefinitely paused the plan, citing the financial burden for working class commuters. But then back in November, she indicated plans to resume congestion pricing. This happened after the election, but with a reduced base toll of $9 that was down from $15. Now, you can bet that there are going to be a lot of opinions about this ruling tonight. But first, let's go out to Derick Waller. He has been live outside MTA headquarters as we have been waiting to get the judge's decision there, federal judge in New York. And Derick, has there been any response from the MTA?
Kristine, this ruling just coming down in the last few minutes, and the MTA did tell us earlier today that once this ruling came down and if they ruled in favor of New York, they would come outside and speak to the press. So we hope that that happens, and we are anticipating that will happen at some time later tonight. But no, they have not said anything yet in response to this ruling. But as you mentioned, the judge ruling in favor of New York, which means that congestion pricing will proceed this Sunday, January 5th, as the governor has been mentioning for so long now. And really, they were under the gun to get this done because of the election result in November, because Trump has said that he would kill this if he came into office. This required federal approval to get this done. It was approved by the Biden administration. And so after she put it on pause, you know, the clock was ticking. She had to get it done. So that's why January 5th was that date. Now, this last minute effort to try to stop this came from several plaintiffs in New Jersey, including the state of New Jersey, as well as the mayor of Fort Lee. And their basic argument was not anything that had to do with the reasoning behind congestion pricing. What they were arguing was semantics here, that the federal government and the city New York State botched the environmental review, basically saying that, you know, they were going to give money, mitigation money, for these communities that are going to see increased truck traffic because of this. And they specifically are giving the Bronx a specific amount of money, but did not give a specific amount of money to communities in New Jersey. So that was something that the judge said really needs to be fixed here. And so he gave them until January 17th to come up with a solution and clarify those points. The confusion came when he put out that 72-page decision early this week and didn't say whether or not this had any effect on the January 5th date. So that brought us to today and this ruling and the judge's decision here. And obviously it took several hours to get it, but obviously finally ruling in favor of New York. So again, congestion pricing starting this Sunday, $9 at peak times, which is from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays, 9 to 9 on weekends, and then it's 75% less on the weekends. And I'm actually, we've got the spokesperson from the MTA who may tell us something about when this presser is about to start. So we're going to go talk to him, and I'll send it back to you in the studio, Kristine.
Okay, Derick, let us know when that happens, and of course we'll bring that to you when it does. In the meantime, inside the courtroom as that judge made the decision was our Kristine Sloan, and she joins us now live at the federal courthouse in Newark. She just left the courtroom after that ruling was made. Kristine, I suppose the reaction from the plaintiffs must have been devastating.
Well, absolutely. As you can see behind me, cameras are set up to talk to both sides. Now, sources tell me, and the attorneys for New Jersey tell me, that they will file an appeal in Philadelphia to appeal this case. And as Derick was just saying, the judge ruling in favor of New York, a long 4 hours of waiting for both sides. He took each side into his chambers separately, then he took them in together. So for everybody who was in there, a long night of just waiting. And the judge basically saying, you know, look, I never said congestion pricing could not go through, that it was a limited remand to tell the federal government and the MTA to basically come up with mitigation factors. And the judge saying that New Jersey failed to prove its case, that the residents of New Jersey, especially those who live in the Fort Lee area, would suffer from congestion pricing. So an extraordinary night here in Newark. The courtroom, everything was shut down. Nobody could get up into the courthouse. We were just the reporters in there, the judge and both sides. So at this point, congestion pricing will go through. But again, attorneys representing New Jersey tell me they will file an appeal, an emergent appeal in Philadelphia court. Kristine?
Kristine, can you give us any context as to why the appeal would be filed in Philadelphia? Have you been able to figure that out?
Yes, Kristine, you know, there's a certain amount of appeal courts in our country. So the closest appeal court is in Philadelphia. That's where New Jersey would file its appeal. Now, I was talking to attorneys before the decision, and I was told that the minute the decision comes in, they will be filing this. And of course, Randy Mastro, who is leading the team here in New Jersey, you know, asked the judge. He said, look, this is the weekend. We only have a day before this. What court will hear us at this point? He asked for an extra 5 days. Well, the judge said, look, I've been making calls to the Court of Appeals, and they're ready to hear your case. But of course, there is no guarantee that New Jersey will be able to stop congestion pricing from going into effect. Now, I did speak to attorneys, and they told me they're prepared to take this all the way up to the Supreme Court.
All right. Well, with less than 48 hours before those tolls get into effect, I'm not so sure that that's going to happen as far as that argument goes, Kristine.
Absolutely not, Kristine.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, A for effort. They're continuing their fight for sure, Kristine. Thank you for getting us this decision so quickly. We know that it's been a long day for you. And, of course, we'll be there once those attorneys exit that courtroom, and we're going to want to hear what they say. Kristine, great reporting there tonight. We'll be checking back in with you.